Welcome to the Audio Architect Access Control overview video. In this video, we'll define what access control is, take a look at its available feature sets, and we'll set it up to demonstrate a simple use case. The access control tool available in the offline design ribbon allows us to limit a user's control of and access to an Audio Architect venue file. First, let's go ahead and click on the Access Control button. The Access Control ribbon provides us with several modes of configuration, a status indicator, and a user section. The Access Control workspace is contextual dependent upon the mode selected. Before we explore all the available modes, let's enable access control while we are in the user setup mode. Upon doing so, we are prompted to enter in a new password for the admin user. This is not a lesson in cryptography, so for our purposes, let's just use the password admin. Next, let's go ahead and add a new user by clicking on the Add User button. We'll just leave the new user named User1, and let's assign User1 a password of password. From the user setup mode, we can facilitate a few different functions, whether it's assigning a specific startup panel to a user or logging them out automatically based on inactivity for a defined time period. The Application Functions mode allows us to define which functions users can interact with throughout Audio Architect. Upon close examination, we find that the admin user's options are fixed and cannot be manipulated. This is true for the majority of options found among the various modes. It's set up this way to protect us from permanently locking ourselves out of the venue file. The Run Venue mode allows for setup of available display options and what device synchronization takes place on the startup of the venue file. The Custom Panels mode allows for configuration of the type of access to custom panels, whether it's none, access to operate the panel, or access to edit the panel. The Room Panels mode is similar to the Custom Panels mode, but it's specific to the available operation of the automatically generated room panels created when either associating amplifier channels to rooms or using a room combine object within a venue. Lastly, the Event Filtering mode provides us with the means to specify user email addresses in order to receive notifications regarding device-specific events. This does require that the SMTP server address be specified in the Audio Architect System Options, located under the File menu. Moving forward, using the custom panels created in another video, let's set up a simple example to demonstrate how access control can be utilized to limit user 1's access to the venue according to the following guidelines. User 1 will automatically be logged in when the venue file is launched. User 1 will be permitted to operate both custom panels, welcome, and basic room controls. The welcome panel will automatically launch when User 1 is logged in. The venue file will automatically be synchronized. User 1 will not be permitted to interact with any other part of Audio Architect. They are only being granted access to the custom panels. In order for User 1 to automatically be logged in, let's enable the Auto Login option under the User Setup. Now we might think, well, let's designate the Welcome panel as a startup panel while we're here. We are not allowed to do so until we specify which panels User 1 can operate. Let's select the Custom Panels mode, and we'll choose Operate for both panels under User 1. Now we can go back to the User Setup mode and specify the Welcome panel as User 1's startup panel. Next, let's jump over to the Run Venue mode. For the option What to Do in Synchronized Venue mode, we'll select Auto Load and Receive. Let's talk about why we're choosing this option for a moment. The admin option of Load, Send, or Receive assumes we'll have access to choosing to go online, which means we will require access to the Audio Architect venue in order to manually select whether we load, send, or receive. The Receive Only option also assumes we'll have access to choosing to go online, which means the user requires access to the Audio Architect venue in order to manually select the Receive option. The option Auto Load and Receive will essentially select the Receive option for us without requiring us to have access to the rest of the Audio Architect venue. So it's like Audio Architect is pressing the Receive button for us. Now it should be stated that a person with administrative privileges will at least synchronize the venue file the first time in order to select to load the configuration to any BSS SoundWeb device and be responsible for any changes that may require the BSS configuration to be recompiled. For more information regarding going online with a venue file, please refer to the Harman Professional University On-Demand Curriculum AP 131. Now that that's out of the way, let's move on to completing the rest of the access control requirements according to our guidelines. The rest of the options found in the Run Venue mode do not hold any significance to User 1, considering we are only allowing them access to the custom panels. Within the Application Functions mode, we will disable the option Access Audio Architect for User 1, and we will leave all other options disabled under the assumption that we have the hardware to go online with. If we were wanting to test the access control functionality without having the hardware present, then within the application functions, we would want to momentarily enable one of the following modes: Define Venue, Add Devices, Route Audio, Associate Amplifiers, or Configure Monitoring. Considering we have met all the guidelines we originally set out for this demonstration, and we do have the hardware to go online with, let's go ahead and test this out. Let's save our work and exit Audio Architect. Next, let's launch the venue file, and because we specified that User 1 should automatically be logged in and met with the welcome panel, then that is what we should see. Now let's cover what to do if we accidentally close the panel using the Windows controls. We may be tempted to relaunch the venue file, but that would be a mistake because Audio Architect is online with the hardware and running in the background. We can simply navigate to our Windows system tray and locate the padlock. Let's go ahead and click on this to bring Audio Architect from out of the background, and we can then log in as either the admin or User 1. This concludes our look at access control. Thank you for watching.